Oh, well, here we are, and today we are going to talk about the Phish show that took place in Philadelphia on December 29th, 1996, at the Spectrum. Channel member Spud requesting this one, a show that he was in attendance for. And a show that is probably not remembered for the first set, maybe more remembered for the antics in the second set, and an appearance by Tom Marshall in the second set. Well, the first set, however, did have a huge taste. I mean, if you're a Taste fan, certainly worth hearing. Even if you're not a Taste fan, one that is worth hearing. And it may make you turn the corner and become a Taste fan. In fact, it was so good. But other than that, really, it was just a lot of songs. The cool part was the songs that we don't get a lot of now. Train Song, LaGrange were in there. Caravan, it was even back then Caravan was a bust out. Only a song they played not a lot anyhow to begin with, but by 1996 it had all but disappeared, and I believe this was the final time they ever played Caravan. So a first set, like I said, that wasn't real memorable. You know, Guelah Papyrus, another one. There was a Rift and Free combo in there if you like that mid-90s Free. Poor Heart opener. And not a lot of jamming, nothing jam charted on .net, although the taste very well could have been, as well as the David Bowie in the second set. So I guess we'll just move over to the second set, because that is really where it was all about. You know, and if you were at that show, like Spud, I know you were, I'm sure you were probably like, well, it wasn't very forgettable. I remember that first set. The taste certainly is something. And now, so we started out the second set, like I said, with a David Bowie Day in the Life back-to-back. I know I recently did another show from 1996, fall of 96, where they did the same thing, opened up the second set with David Bowie and went into a Day in the Life. So perhaps that was a 1996 thing, or maybe more often than I realized throughout their career. So then... the David Bowie, you know, the last 2/3 of the David Bowie pretty much was just they slayed it. And then the Day in the Life was nice. If you need to pace yourself, and that's one of the songs you're getting to help you pace yourself, that's not too bad at all. Bathtub Gin, though, picking things back up. Really nice, tight playing by Trey in the Bathtub Gin. The jam really was not necessarily like a big jam like we get today with this big giant build up into a peak, but it was nice, and it had a little bit of that, but really Trey standing out there in that. And then once again, like a Day in the Life, a song that's going to help you pace yourself is The Lizards in this case. Also a dandy, an A-plus song if you're going to consider it a cool down. Not really though. And then that is when things start to really get a little crazy after The Lizards. So you had an okay first set, you had a really a dandy of a first half of the second set, and then things get a little wild. And then You Enjoy Myself, really. They weren't done with the serious business, because all the way through the Tramps jam, things are nice. They start to develop a really good jam there. Wasn't just all Trey all the time. In fact, he had kind of looked like he had motioned to Mike and Trey, or I'm sorry, Mike and John Fishman, he motioned to, Trey did, is what I'm trying to say here. Like, yeah, I like that, keep doing that. And then he came in on the guitar. There is video of this. And then that eventually gives way to a rotation jam, unfortunately. I mean, we had speaking of A-pluses, which I think I already described something as an A-plus. We'll do it again. Oh, I got something in my eye. Oh, what the hell? All right, we're gonna keep going. Never mind that. What is that? Am I dying? No, I'm not. So we got an A-plus YEM going, and then it gives way to a rotation jam. Now look, if I had my pick, would I have rather they continued the YEM? And, who knows where it would have went? Maybe we're talking about an all-timer. Or give way to this rotation jam. Every time I'm going to say, let's give way to this rotation jam, even though it wasn't very good. Trey was the first one to make a move over onto drums, of course, and and he never left that drum kit. That's what this whole thing happens just so Trey could play drums, really. So then Fishman moves over to the Page, the pianos with Page. You briefly get Mike is still on bass. You got Trey drumming, and then you had keys and piano with Page and Fishman going there. But that was only brief, because then Page moves over. He takes Mike's bass guitar. Mike goes over, takes Trey's empty guitar now. And then we had a little something going there. This is probably what Phish sounds like to most people that don't really like Phish. It wasn't good, but it gets worse. because then Page gives up the bass guitar. He moves over to the guitar. Fishman is now on bass, leaving Mike on piano, and Trey, of course, still on drums. Now, this sounded really bad. Although Fishman was going to town, slapping the bass. Page, I don't know what Page was doing on guitar. And Mike and Trey, they kind of seemed to know what they were doing. In fact, that led us into a 16 Candles by Mike. A solo on piano. Mike Gordon doing a very, very fun version. You know, this was very much just antics at this point, which then takes us into a Harpua. There was a little bit of a vocal jam getting us into the Harpua, a pretty much a fast forwarded Harpua, because they just want to get to, as Trey put it, the meat of the story, where Jimmy encounters the sound from hell. The sound from hell in this case was being Tom Marshall joining the band to sing Champagne Supernova by Oasis, and getting a little rattled. I don't know what was up with my delivery there. I was feeling like I was going into some weird broadcaster delivery, and I became aware of it. Barely was able to spit out Champagne Supernova. So anyways, during Harpua, Tom Marshall comes out and sings Champagne Supernova to represent the sound from hell. That's what I was trying to say, you know. I don't know why I can't just like turn... somehow I got caught in broadcaster world. I'm just trying to talk here, you know. It's pretty much could be like a one-on-one with somebody that wasn't at the show is what I'm going for. And I'm failing. So then they end the set with a proper Harpua after the Champagne Supernova. I was there in 2003 at the Spectrum. Tom Marshall also joined him on stage that night to sing a song. I don't know what it is about the Spectrum and Tom Marshall, but he has appeared on stage with Phish at least 2 times that I'm aware of. So then they only have time for a Rocky Top encore. Boom, we are out of here. That was the show. I've went on too long. Spud, thank you for being a member. Thank you for the request. Wally, if you were there, I don't know if you were like a rail guy. I knew you were there. I don't know if you were a rail guy or not, but there was a shot leading up to the rotation jam on the YouTube video where you can kind of see, you know, most of the front pit section. I don't know if you know where you were. Maybe you could be like, there I was. That was me. I was that guy. I was the white guy. Boom. Love you.